Hello, my name is Ruth Sabath Rosenthal, and I'll be reading 6 of my poems, the first 3 of which have been published in an anthology titled Songs of Seasoned Women. I ate my mother's hair, standing behind her as she sat on a stool in the shower stall of her nursing home bathroom. Tile floor catching silver snippets I cut from her statue still head. What could I do with a comb when I had to wield scissors with one hand, clasp her locks with the other? Mother's tangled brain not letting her grasp that she could ease my task. She could turn her head when asked, hold the comb, and look in the mirror when I finished. See what a fine job I did? Every month for 7 years, I stood at the sink in that bathroom, rinsing her traces out of my mouth. The sadness. Coming in second. Body chilled by years of neglect, my twin lies in a hospital bed trying to grasp how she's come to this. The sum of my fears, she's the one person I dread I could be, save for some kink in our link of genetic fiber. A palpable bond. Struggling not to catch her death of cold, I've steered clear of her view that our life was conceptual error. Yet I find myself more akin to her than sanity permits, and though at times I fall into that black hole of her undoing, I manage to climb back out into the asylum of my life, out, according to my twin, the same way I exited the womb, climbing over her in order to be first. Riding past the Museum of Natural History and seeing the steps I first took toward infidelity, how far I descended. My lover is history, has been for some 30-odd years, yet I still remember my nervous excitement, how unashamed and unnaturally good I felt. How beyond stupid a thinking I'd scale that high unscathed. So sure I was just stepping into my husband's footprints, made long before I ever thought of venturing to make hurt go by going the ways of wayward flesh. Before I knew what I know now, the crawl space one could reach by carving out a niche in a marriage preserved for the children's sake. For Want of Red, this poem was inspired by a poem by Kim Adonisio titled What Do Women Want? I'll read a couple lines from her poem and then mine. I want a red dress. I want it flimsy and cheap. I want it too tight. I want. For Want of Red. I see men wanting a red-clad woman, see-through cheap red, backless and sleeveless, breasts tight, cheek taut. Behind their ogling, no thoughts barred. What ecstasy peeling her ruby-ripe layers, her glistening core color revealed. Oh, to see the body in red slink past all you can eat, to the pink pussy down the street, to nosedive into hardcore fantasy, rock and roll in it. Hey, in the thick of it all, they appear masterfully cool. Cucumbers that'll escape getting caught red-handed, eyeballing the eye-catcher. In the dogged pursuit of red, each voyeur cocksure of coming home fulfilled, no shred of red showing. My old man, a looker from way back, home to me, his postmenopausal wife, whose red freighted dress grows threadbare, eyes bloodshot, bawling over this most wearing state of affairs. I look to my husband to redress despair, hold me, at the very least notice me. He looks my way, turns away. Contemplating caring for a porcupine. A roof over its head, easily done. Nurturing, quite another story. Bathing, only with a long hose. As for mealtime, the prickly thing jumping up and down, impatient. What cover-ups would repel prick of quill? What if the rascal had found those earlier, ripped them to shreds? Get angry and chance an antsy porcupine turning combative? Pay dearly for that, or, if the critter contrite, savor the moment? And having fed the robust rodent, if it yelps for more but is on a diet, what would distract? a game of hide-and-seek might, though if the quill ball should turn up missing, how to know it would fare well, and what angst to bear if the poor thing was found to have been the dinner of some known predator, when all the porcupine wanted was more gruel, and caring for it well was all I ever wanted. And the last poem, Frank, Burger, Chop, and Steak. Careful now, food foolery could keep us from catching good Z's, shock the likes of Bo Peep, make countless sheep flock to play beat the clock. Poppycock, you say? Surely fairy tale? No way. For I've heard tell of a spook man in the moon who sees that cows fall to raging disease, whole herds at first fattened with, then stricken by foul feed he makes of their felled kin. And if you don't buy that livestock, post-mortem, are known to retaliate post-haste with a slew of deadly chops, burgers, and steaks, then frankly, you're off your rocker. Thank you very much.